All right, so what you got here is I just got done painting the heads, and I basically just I painted with aluminum, okay, Rust-Oleum Aluminum, and I put a hardener in there, and I had some extra spray, so I sprayed the tail end of the transmission. But you know, guys, I know what you're saying. Why did I paint them? Why did I ruin them? Well, I love the aluminum look, okay? I really, really do. But what I hate even worse is when they start to oxidize. So that's why I paint them. It's really easy to clean the paint. I just put some foamy engine bright on it and it shines right up. So at any rate, I got a couple of runs, but that's all right. See how this one's in line? You got the oiling hole. It's in line with the roller. Those are the ones you want. You don't want the lifters that have the oiling hole here. That's on the side of the roller. Those are not the good lifters. And if you're wondering which side faces up, the painted side faces up. First responder garage. After I get the oil pan to fit the pickup and timing cover on, I set it up like this on the bench and I start building her. I put the lifters in, spider to keep the lifters in place, and start screwing in the studs. And if you haven't seen my video on how I bleed my lifters, you might want to check that out. Real easy. And I also have a lifter video on which ones to get. You want the oiling hole that lines up with the roller, not on the side of the roller. The paint faces up when you install them in the engine, and that keeps the oil in the lifter so it doesn't bleed out. Or so they say. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to get to it. I'm not going to take too long with this video, but I had to cut down these bolts, and they're spaced about 1/8 of an inch away from the cam bearing. So I know those fit good. They're at the right depth, not too shallow or too deep. All the paint marks are facing upwards, and what that does is it puts the feed hole for the lifter at the top so it won't bleed down. Those are all torqued. I got my ARP studs in, they're bottomed out. I got some Loctite 565 on it. And just screw the studs in and clean the surface. The gasket I'm using is a multi-layer shim gasket, and it's a Cometic. And the block was actually put together and measured a 4-corner deck height, okay? So I know that those pistons are 0 decked across the board. And yes, I did double check it. So 0 deck pistons, street engine, it's getting a 40 thou gasket. If this was a race engine, I would put a 35 in there, or even a 27 thou, depending on the RPM and the use. But since this is on the street, I want that extra clearance in there. So this is getting a 40 thou gasket. I had Cometic make me a set a while back, and they just been sitting on the shelf. But I'm gonna get that all together, and you guys can see up top, no gasket. All I do is put flange sealer right here. Put flange sealer around here. That's it. And flange sealer around the water pump. All around. So, all right, just a quick one.